Hola chicas, soy profe, and I'm here to help you guys with your homework today because I don't think I explained conjugation well enough, and I also don't know how to use Schoology to the best of its potential just yet, so I want to make sure that I'm able to help you guys out, okay? So no matter which class you have of mine, all of our homework is just about the same. The only difference is that the middle schoolers did some of it with me today. So, all of our homework deals with the words ser and estar. The homework work focuses on these two verbs because they mean the same thing in English. That, and they're both irregular in Spanish. Alright, and so when we conjugate verbs, we always have to remember that there are 6 different types of verbs, or different types of conjugations, okay? So we have the yo form, we have the to form, ella, or usted form. We also have the nos, nosotros, the vosotros, and then the ellos, ellas, or the ustedes. I'm actually going to move this one a little bit farther down, just so we can see it spaced out. I don't want that yet. So ellos, as, and ustedes. Okay? So the reason why we have these 6 different types of conjugations is because the conjugations are based off of the subject of the sentence. Okay? So we have, for ser, remember we have soy. I'm actually going to go get a blue marker just so you can see the different conjugations a lot better. We have soy. For to, we have eres. For el, ella, usted, I'm going to post it right down here. We have es. For nosotros, we have somos. For vosotros, we have sois. And then for ellos, ellas, y ustedes, we have son. Always so rude in the middle of all my instructions. It's always there. But we'll see how long it stays there for. So here are all of the subjects which are in rojo, and the conjugations which are in azul, okay? So when you're going to conjugate a verb in a sentence, you don't always need to know what it means just yet. The main thing that you need to know is how to conjugate. So we know that each subject has its own specific conjugation. And also, a side note, I'm not going to test you on any of the vosotros forms. I will tell you about them and I'll teach you about them, but only Spain uses vosotros, mainly Spain. Otherwise, you don't really need to use it too much because instead of using vosotros for you all, a lot of Spanish countries uses ustedes. So, for example, let's see if we have a sentence, and I'm just going to write down a random sentence, and I'm going to say, yo blank corto. I'll say corta because I'm a girl, right? So, yo blank corta. I will tell you which verb you're going to need because we're only working with ser right now. That's the verbs that we're using. So, when I see this sentence, I know exactly what the subject is, right? The subject in this is yo. It starts off with this, the sentence starts with it, always. Almost always, unless it's a question. But for the most part, you can almost always count on the subject being one of the first parts of the sentence. So, since I know it's yo, I would put soy in that box. Okay? And if it was for nosotros, I would put somos. If it's for tú, I put eres. Another example for el, ella, usted is not only just our he, she's, and you, in the formal you, it's also our it's. So, since it's a third person, if I was to talk about a dog, I would use es. If I were to talk about some food that was delicious, I would use es. Okay? So now I'll move on to estar really fast. Switch sides. We have, again, the same 6 subjects. Yo, nos, tú, vos, and then él, ella, usted, and then ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay? So, again, I'm going to go back and grab my blue marker. Sorry, I ran out of words there for a second. And I'll go through that again. Remember, the chart should already be up on Schoolology. So you'll be able to see this as we go along with it together. We have estoy for yo. For tú, we have estás. For nosotros, we have estamos. For vosotros, we have estáis. Okay? For el, ella, y usted, we have está. And then for ellos, ellas, y ustedes, we have están. Okay? And again, so an example for some of these is like if I were to say, ¿Cómo estás? You know that I'm talking to you because I'm using the estás form of estar. So that's the tú form, right? If I were to say, if I were to respond to that, and I would say, estoy feliz, I mean, the person who I'm talking to would know that I'm talking about myself because I'm using the yo form. If I were to say, we are all happy, or estamos feliz, they would know that I am talking about the nosotros form and us because I'm using that form. Okay? Again, I hope that this helps you guys understand it a little bit better. And we'll continue to go through this during class tomorrow, okay? Ciao. Have a nice rest of your night.